Good morning, Internet. How are you today? It is morning where I am, and it's kind of early. I wanted to get this out now because I will be busy in the next couple of weeks. So, this is a continuation of yesterday's post of how to discard the discarder. But this is grown up stuff, right? This is the stuff that's for those of us who unwittingly fell in love with a narcissist, overlooked their behavior for so long, and then married them, right? I am not a psychologist, nor am I a psychiatrist, nor am I a counselor of any sort, but I am a human being who escaped her narcissistic, abusive marriage. I hope that this corner of the internet is functional for you, right? I know I add some humor to things and whatever, but this is the serious stuff. Because despite where other people who talk about this behavior, I have some pet outside. Despite a lot of other people's opinions and diatribes about narcissism, they fail to recognize that when you are married and you have children in tow, that it's a whole different ballgame. Because a lot of these people either are not married or they're the narcissists themselves, right? So I want to basically break this down first to mentally prepare you, then to give you steps to physically prepare you and your children to get out. If you are listening to this, you are starting to get to a breaking point. It takes a while for us to get to that breaking point because we're trying to save our marriage. We're trying to see how we can change ourselves. Are the kids too loud? Am I cooking too little? Am I cooking too much? This is what the narcissist wants you to think. They want you to self-chastise. They want you to self-correct so that they don't have to do it. And for them to keep that in check, they will give you a hard time. The yelling, the screaming, the arguments for no reason, whatever, all of that is just theater for them to make sure that you understand this is your role and you're automatically going to self-police, right? So let me mentally prepare you. First, I'm going to tell you the truth. Number one, this person is never going to change. They can go to all the therapy in the world. They can have a fucking therapy cake and march down therapy square, but they're never going to change, right? They're either going to stay the way they are, get worse, or they're not going to stay the way they are. They're either going to get worse as they age, or they're going to switch their addiction for something else. There are some people in here who are saying they're self-aware and whatever, and I completely believe them. But that doesn't mean that they'll change. They have this for life. That's number two. This is not some behavior disorder that will correct itself. These people are mentally ill, and they will stay mentally ill, and there's no cure for narcissism. So either you're going to have to deal with the monster coming out of the box every now and then. Yeah, that's all you're going to have to deal with. No matter what good they think they're doing for the world, they still have that monster lurking inside of them. They still have that vampire wanting to feed. And sooner or later, it will happen. They will trip up. Because as they age, they start to care less, just like anyone else, right? The older you get, the more you don't give a fuck, right? That's the case. Well, with narcissists, it's the same thing, but it's time 10,000, right? And the not giving fucks means that they don't care who they hurt, right? Because they've already swam in this pool of their insecurity so much that they drank enough of their own Kool-Aid, and they think they're not worth saving deep down inside. So if they're not worth saving, they're going to think that you're not worth saving. Number three, you have to be responsible for your own choices. You have to admit to yourself that you enabled this person and you didn't walk away. Now, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm only saying this because when you actually identify that you were part of the problem, then you can be part of the solution. That's called taking your power back, right? If you keep blaming this narcissistic person for their behavior, if you keep blaming them for this, you're giving them the power, and they're not going to give that power back to you. They're not going to give you closure. They're not going to, go to therapy with you and be productive. They want this the way that it is because you are their mommy and daddy that they can fuck. Literally, you are an overgrown babysitter to these people. No matter how smart they are, no matter how much money they have, no matter how much clout they have, you are still mommy and or daddy, right? So you have to see that for what it is, and you have to say, you know what? I don't want to be someone's mother. I want to be someone's friend. I want to be someone's lover. I want to be someone's partner. When you say this to yourself, that's when the healing can begin, and that's when everything starts to change. And the narcissist is going to sense that. They're going to sense that you're getting tired of their bullshit. So this is why I'm saying right now, next, how to physically prepare you and your children, that you play the game a little bit longer and you don't give the narcissist a heads up that you're about to bounce. First, you have to get into your headspace that if you have a lot of stuff with the narcissist, if you are wealthy or if you have a lot of, financial stuff, you're going to have to let some of that go. You're going to have to let that lifestyle go. If it was an affluent lifestyle, it cost you your emotional pain in your spirit. Now, if you don't want to let that go and if you want to prepare for the divorce, start making a catalog of half of everything that you want now and keep it hidden. Keep it completely hidden. Be cool about it. I didn't do that. This is a thing that I wish I did. I did it later. But if you are not in the sense of that you're not giving that narcissist a heads up right now, that you're quietly thinking about, like, maybe I should bounce, then start making a list of all the things that you want and keep that hidden. Find a good divorce lawyer, but find a good one who specializes in narcissism. There is a difference. You have to understand a lot of people don't think that narcissism exists because this is America, right? And America was built on fucking narcissism. So they think that your spouse's behavior is normal, right? Because that's just the American way. Or they're just kind of selfish or spoiled. No, they're narcissistic. So start finding a good divorce lawyer and start meeting them in secret. Next, get your own bank account. Seriously, you should have your own bank account anyway. None of that joint bank account shit. That is asking for financial abuse. That's asking the narcissist to please put a golden collar around your neck and choke you out with a choke chain. If they have the money, they make the rules. Start having your own bank account and quietly siphon money from the joint account into your account, what you need. Start going to the grocery store and writing checks about, groceries. Like, start overpaying yourself with groceries if you don't work. Start overpaying everything and make sure you do it by check or whatever. Get rid of the receipts, keep the cash, put it in a bank account if you haven't done so already. If you have your own bank account, bravo, great. If you have any stocks or whatever, you're going to have to basically write that down financially and use that for divorce. Next, find some very good friends that you have if you aren't completely isolated, or a support group, and start telling them the truth about what's happening to you. A lot of survivors do not talk about what has happened to them because they're either embarrassed or they think no one will believe you. It doesn't matter if you are embarrassed, and it doesn't matter if no one does believe you. This is exercise to basically start flexing your boundaries and start telling your truth without muffling your voice. You need to start telling people around you that this person is an asshole, and they're an asshole only to you, and they're a saint to everyone else. But if you find good friends or a support group, this will give you the practice for your strength. Next, quietly start packing bags and hiding them. If you have a support group or if you have friends, start packing your kids' bags, like their favorite toys or whatever. Don't let your kids know what you're doing, right? Your kids don't need to know because they will tell the narcissist. They will. because they don't understand the dynamic between you and this person. So start like quietly when the kids are at school, start packing a bag, clothes, toothpaste, food, water, all that other stuff, and start hiding them. Don't hide them in the house. Hide them someplace else. If you have good neighbors, good friends, a support group, take these bags and hide them with them, right? Take them and hide them. You don't have to do this all right away, but just be selective so that way when you leave, you can leave cleanly, right? You can just literally get in your car and go. Next, make sure you have a place to stay where the narcissist cannot find you, because they will try to fucking find you. I recommend getting an Airbnb or a hotel or someone's house that the narcissist does not know personally, but you do, and staying there. If they can't find you, that's all the better, right? Make sure you have a burner phone too. I know that sounds weird, but you don't want the narcissist to find you, because you're going to turn your other phone off. You're going to turn the other phone off and you're going to call the people you need to call, but make sure the narcissist cannot find you, because GPS is a thing and people can find you if they really want to. Last but not least, be prepared for an uphill struggle, period. It will be difficult. Stay with your parents if you can for the support. Divorcing a narcissist is not going to be easy. So always have a paper trail. Anything the narcissist says to you, anything the narcissist does to you, make sure you either write it down or you record it. Make sure that since you have a catalog of all the stuff that you want, make sure you bring that catalog too, because the narcissist might try to steal, sell, or destroy the things that you want just to get back at you. Be prepared that this will take a year to about 2 to 3 years, maybe even longer, because if you have children, they're going to use that custody shit against you, and they're going to try and keep the kids just to spite you. They're not going to take care of them. So make sure you have witnesses to show that you are already a good parent. Make sure you have neutral witnesses from your job, your daycare, your babysitter. Make sure that you bring those people in preemptive. Don't let the narcissist get the jump on you. And with all this being said and done, when you leave when the narcissist is either at work or on a trip. Basically give yourself a 3 to 4 hour window to get the fuck out of Dodge. You need to do this, because you have to understand that narcissists, no matter how overt or covert, will always accelerate when you're leaving them. That's the most dangerous time. You don't tell them, you just go, right? The people who care about you will understand. Narcissistic people get the most abusive, get the most violent when you're leaving. All right? So I hope that helps. These are the steps. If you are in an abusive, narcissistic marriage, relationship, even if you are a man, get out of there. It's time, and you deserve your peace. No one deserves to take your peace from you. You deserve to have a happy life, and your kids do too. Hope that helps. Thanks, Internet.